Hey, yo, this is your boy DD from the closet. I'm DM in the closet. It's been a while. A lot of things have been happening. Just bought a house, so I'll be about to change closets on you. Not yet, but about to change closets. So, yeah, today I wanted to talk about holidays in your world. Yes, I didn't know whether to put this into world building or DM tips. It kind of straddles both. It helps flesh out your world, but it also helps kind of give you some stuff to do as a DM. So I want to talk a little bit about holidays. Holidays are coming up. If you bother to look at a calendar, you can see that the holidays are coming up. That's how they are today. I'm drinking. It doesn't look very good. It tastes great. This is a concoction involving cream, Irish whiskey, a little pomegranate juice, a little spices, a little nutmeg, a little cinnamon. Also got some orange in there, some aromatic bitters. It's good. It just doesn't look good, and it looks like Metamucil or Pepto-Bismol's, unfortunate cousin or something. But it tastes great. Anyway, so yeah, holidays. Now, first thing we have to do is we have to establish the different kinds of holidays. So we have national holidays. You can think of these as your Independence Day sort of holidays, maybe your Veterans Day, things along those lines. We also have our religious holidays. It's probably the obvious one. I don't know why I didn't say it first. There's no rhyme or reason to any of this. Religious is, obviously, this religion has this feast day or this period of atonement, this period of fasting or whatever the crap it is. And then we have commemorative or remembrance. I'm kind of lumping everything from like Arbor Day to Labor Day to Flag Day, all those kinds of things where it's kind of it's not necessarily tied in with history or religion. It's just kind of hey, we think about these things today. So those are the three big categories of holidays. And holidays can really help flesh out your world. It can also help give you something to do. The characters come into town. It's the feast day of a blah blah, the bluebliest of blues. And everyone's eating snoodle waffles or something like that. Wasn't that great? That was prime improv right there. That was some high quality improv. I deserve a sip of Metamucil. All right. So we have these holidays. They can help flesh out our world. They can help give us something to do, can help push the party in a certain way. And it also can help distinguish your different factions, nations, however you want to say about it. So this also is easier if you do keep track of time. If you have a calendar system, you can put the holidays on the map, and if they so happen to come on this day, then this is happening. A lot of times you can have these things happen while off screen, if you will, while the PCs are doing something else. If the days pass, then this event has occurred, and maybe something could happen in that event where when the players go back to that part of the world or whatever, something has happened at the feast of blah blah, at the dedication of the blue and all that kind of stuff. So when we think about, let's take each category separately. So let's start with national holidays. Independence Days are the easiest ones. When did they throw off the yoke and the chain and the whatever from the evil empire of evil, and we commemorate that day? When did this battle get fought where they won a victory against all the odds? You could have things like parades going on. You can have big festivals in the street. Maybe this influences how NPCs react with the PCs. And obviously this can also be, lumped into the other categories. You can have festivals, and you can have parades for holidays, or for the religious ones or the commemorative ones. But when we think of the national ones, that's when we think of parade. That kind of like, especially like a military parade. Maybe that's something you could have a military parade. Everything's on full display. Something happens. Someone attacks the parade, and suddenly this big battle in the middle of downtown, wherever. So yeah, the national ones, they're pretty easy to do because you basically take a whole nation and they celebrate this day. And so wherever you are in that nation, you can experience this holiday. The religious ones, kind of go into the next one. The religious ones, they might cross borders like they do in real life. A lot of times when we world build, we kind of make culture and nation one and the same. So, that border flies up, and then that's, so there might not be too much difference, but I encourage you to have cultures kind of blend out beyond national borders, have religious sects or whatever be kind of borderless, and then you can have some interesting play with a religious holiday. And depending on how real world you want to get with like sectarian violence or something like that, maybe you don't want to go there. I'm just going to stop talking. Thank you. Thank you, sweet Pepto-Bismol cousin. But the religious ones, obviously you can bring it into the temple. You could have a religious rite being performed, and something goes horribly awry during this rite in the temple, and all of a sudden, instead of getting baptized, they get fire up their wahoo. But something like that. You can also, with the religious ones, you can involve the gods a bit too. So if you're on a higher tier of play, you can get the gods involved, and they're like, that's me like a marionette or whatever. I've never done a marionette, as you can tell. Is this how you do a marionette? I'm gonna leave all of this in, but but yeah. So your religious ones, they offer you a little something different. There's different people involved. Instead of maybe the national leaders involved in a national holiday, the religious leaders are obviously involved. The priests, the bishops, the whoever's. The paladins maybe they're involved, and it is a different sort of celebration, and you can mirror real world things. So I mean, if you have, say, if you're mirroring Christmas, it's a little more secular. There's a lot more to it than just the religious aspect. But if you're kind of thinking more on the Hanukkah side of things, not as secular. Everyone knows it, but it's, the religious component is more central, I think, in that. So different things you can play with. Now, the commemorative or remembrance holidays, where we think about one group or another. This is interesting. This is an interesting thing to do, because these holidays kind of show you like that kind of miscellaneous, what else does this society care about? So like if you had a Labor Day, this kind of acknowledgement of all workers, whatever. Or if you have a day, it's Earth Day, we're caring about the earth. What different aspects of the world do the people who celebrate this holiday, what do they care about? So if there was a day that everyone decided to not use magic or something because it's in remembrance of all those who died from magic or something. So I have no idea. Maybe it's a day where you use your magic proudly. Maybe it's Magic Pride Day. Different things you can do, and that also kind of transcends borders. If you want to get in the nitty gritty about which governments said yes, this is what we do, yeah, you don't have to do that. Just call it International Whatever Day. But what that allows you to do, it allows you to tie plots from disparate geographical areas. So and so from this country over here, they're trying to make it to to the Earth Day festival in this country here, and it's you could have like a Woodstock event or something. I know Woodstock isn't a holiday, but the imagery, that's what I have in my head. You could have a pilgrimage and that's more religious. I'm jumping all over the place. If you haven't gotten that by now, that's what I do. I write some stuff down, but mostly I just like to drink weird concoctions. It was a last minute decision to throw the cream in because I was like, I gotta be edgy, trying to develop a new drink for the cocktail club. The looks alone tell me no. This is getting a no. It's not bad though. But when you could have this pilgrimage where there's a long train of people coming somewhere. Maybe someone's attacking the caravan of pilgrims. Maybe the camps or whatever where they stay when they reach the pilgrimage site, maybe they're being attacked. Maybe the site itself is being attacked. And that's the other thing is the kind of focal points of your holidays. They could be something like we put up big Christmas trees. That becomes a focal point. You put or like when people go to Mecca, there's a focal point there. So there's different things you can play with. Maybe there's a statue of some god, and during this holiday, that's where all the people go, and they all go to this one statue in this one nation, people from all over to worship this one god. Maybe that's something your campaign has. Maybe people put up little things all on their own, like Christmas trees, kind of in that. They all decorate their own whatever. Maybe they have a different. They have a fern. Maybe they have a fern. I got a fern, and I'd put a candle in it and burn my house down. But there's all these different things you can just basically rip from reality, stick it in your campaign. You almost instantly flush out any culture. And that's really one of the trickiest parts. It's kind of like the cherry on top is to flush out the cultural aspect of any civilization or any group of people in your D&D world or whatever world you're building. That last little bit where the culture flavors in, and that is, I think, very, very, you kind of get to the meat of it with holidays. It shows you what's important to the people. It kind of shows you them at their most zealous, if you will, in every sense of the word, whether it be nationalistic, whether it be hyper religious, whether they be fanatical about some cause or whatever. The holidays can really bring that out in your campaign, and I think they're worth doing. I wouldn't do it to the point where you can just Google the amount of holidays we have, like Taco Day and Margarita Day, Pet a Dog Day, Take a Dump Day. You don't have to get that extreme. Though if you wanted to put some humor in it, you could probably throw something like that in, like, oh, it's throw yourself off a building day. But only one story. So yeah, there's a lot of real world inspiration out there. It would almost be difficult to come up with something unique unless you're using like magic, and the magic kind of puts it in strictly into the fantasy world. But yeah, there's all sorts of holidays you can use. Just Google some, weird holidays. I'm sure that brings you a plethora of weird things to draw inspiration from, or from which to draw inspiration. Grammar Nazi, thank you. Okay. Well, guys, it's been cool. I have no idea how long this video is. So my laptop crashed, got the hard drive replaced, then I lost, it was completely gone. Then I had to update the software, and then couldn't run the software because this computer only had 4 gigs of RAM. So then I quadrupled the RAM to 16, and now it works really well. But I'm in a new version of the recording software, and I'm still kind of struggling with it. But yeah, so that was a long tirade about something you probably don't care about. Another drink, please. But anyway, yes. If you like what you're hearing, hit the like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell button so you can see when all my juicy videos from the closet get released. Thank you all. Leave me a comment if you got something. If you have a weird holiday you like to celebrate in your fantasy world, give me that holiday. Show me all about it. All right, guys. See you later.